Do you have children that you think are dyslexic? I want to tell you about a book that I think is really great. It's called The Gift of Dyslexia. It's by Ronald Davis. And I just wanted to tell you a bit about my experience with this. I have two dyslexic sons, and I found that, at least at the time when my kids were school age, that the school districts really were not equipped at all to help dyslexic children. Dyslexia was not actually fully understood as a learning disability, nor did they understand how to help with it. What they wanted to do was just put kids into special ed classes and have them practice more, which is not at all the answer to helping dyslexic kids with their reading and their writing. And this book was one of the most helpful starting points for me in understanding more about how dyslexia works. I know a lot of people think, oh, isn't that where they switch their P's and Q's or their D's and B's? You know, they write backwards or it's hard for them to read. But it's so much more than that. The biggest takeaway that I got from this book that helped me recognize my own children and their struggles more was that dyslexia is not linear. It's not just that their difficulty with reading is on or off. It actually has a lot to do with the conditions going on for their stress and in their mind. That glare was getting to me. This book explained to me that your dyslexic child can actually be going along just fine, reading during their reading lesson, and you're thinking, oh, yes, they've got it. They can read it. They know these words. And then when they hit a bump where there's a word that they don't know, they concentrate harder and they feel a little bit of stress and they struggle through it and they sound it out, or you coach them through it and then they get it and then, okay, they go forward. But what's happened is it's ratcheted up the stress in the brain. And now it'll be an even shorter time before they're struggling again. And they will struggle harder that time to understand and get through that. And eventually, depending on the kid, you're going to have so much overload in the brain that they simply cannot read anything. Not a, not the, not it. And I know as a homeschooling parent, this was very confusing to me because I would think, he just knew this. You know, and I would say, look, you just read this word up here. What was that? They didn't know. And they truly didn't. And it's very easy to misunderstand. So I would recommend The Gift of Dyslexia if you've got kiddos in your life that you suspect are having troubles like this. Please leave a comment.